certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?
Fellas, I feel this is my lucky day.
Brilliant.
And welcome to another episode of Rankum. This is going to be a fun one day. We're talking about a New Zealand actor for a change, Russell Crowe. It's going to
You're already choosing myself, Malcolm. Anyway.
Look, he was born in New Zealand. He spent most of his time in Australia. He's both. So, anyway, with that being said, got a fun panel here as well. We've got Stephen Shepherd here. Stephen, how's it going?
It's going well, yep. Especially in the 90s and into early 2000s, Russell Crowe is awesome. But even after that, although he hasn't done as many movies as I thought.
Also got Richie here. Richie, how's it going?
Yeah, I'm going all right. Time to talk about a true blue Nicky Aussie and Russell Crowe. Name New Zealand films he's done now. Anyway, cool. It should be good.
We've also got Jordan here. Jordan, how's it going?
Going good. I had to dress up like John Cena, so you can't see me today. But no, it's NBA All-Star weekend, so it's perfect timing because immediately following this is when the game starts. So I'll just jump on from this, and I'm representing my Clippers because they got two players in. They got Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, but they should be having James Harden. He just recently injured, I guess, the last couple of weeks. But I'm excited to talk about Russell Crowe though. So yeah,
I've only got one, so and one reserve. So
yeah, right.
Right. But and we'll be joined in a bit by our last panelist, Nick, who may have stepped in. I don't know, but it's running late. Stephen, we go. How this works is we each go around and nominate a movie theme belongs on a top 12 list. If the majority of the panel says yes to it, it makes the list. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Stephen, what is the first movie you're going to bring up?
I'll bring up my favorite movie of his. If you've seen the movie, you know what my screen name is about that movie, Rollo Tomasi, and it LA Confidential. It's a really great neo-noir mystery thriller with an awesome cast. You got Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce, and I know he's not good now, but back in the 90s, I was a huge Kevin Spacey fan. James Cromwell, Kim Basinger, it's David Strathairn. It's a great cast. The production values are great cinematography and art direction. It was nominated for a slew of Oscar nominations, and only reason why it probably would have won a lot more if it weren't for the fact that it's the same year of Titanic.
Boo! This movie's better than Titanic.
I love Titanic, but I will agree that it's better than Titanic. So yeah, it was in my top 128. It's in my definitely top 20, maybe top 15 of all time.
But Richie, what do you say about LA Confidential?
I say it's got two great Australian actors in it, Russell Crowe and Guy Pearce. I actually do love this film. I think it kind of, it was, I suppose, like sort of first big, breakout Hollywood movie, I guess you could say.
I think you could argue. I mean, it's not a great movie, but Virtuosity was fun.
Yeah. I don't know if that'll come up, but it is really good. Russell Crowe's really good in it. So and if you want to check it out and Australia, maybe New Zealand, among other platforms. You can check it out on Disney Plus, so, which is weird. Anyway, so yeah, I'd say yes to this.
Yeah.
But Jordan, what do you say about LA Confidential?
Yeah, I say LA Confidential has a ton of great American actors. Kevin Spacey, I'll say his name, I don't care. Kim Basinger, James Cromwell, Danny DeVito, Jason Statham. So yeah, but I mean, there's like most actors of the world come from America, so that's saying a lot. But yeah, the movie's really really great. Like it's one that I want to give a rewatch to because me and Austin watched it basically like right at the same time, and he absolutely loved it. It jumped right into his 128, I think, and for me, it didn't quite get there to my 128, but it could maybe make my after the 128 that's coming up soon. I'm gonna give it another rewatch. I didn't have time for this, but I have seen it, and it is great. It is really really good. It definitely deserves to be there. So I'll say yes.
And Nick's joined us. We're not too far into this anyway. We're just doing about LA Confidential, but what do you say about LA Confidential?
Oh, absolutely. I love that movie. 150% just watched it this morning, so let's do it.
Yeah. I'm not actually as high on LA Confidential as everyone else's, but I do still like it. And it was in my top. It still was in my top 10 Russell Crowe movies for a bit until I watched some other movies that knocked it out. But I would have still suggested LA Confidential, so it's going to make the list anyway. And Mitch, you go to you. What is the next movie you're going to bring up?
I'll bring up his one that give me a sec. Yep. This is a great start, Richie. Thank you. Yeah, I'll bring up the one that like I feel like first got him kind of noticed it as, I mean, LA Confidential got to notice it. You know, you can see he's a good actor. But yeah, I feel like this movie also and is acknowledged that he's a great actor and kind of then into other stuff. And I feel like it's been underrated over the years. I'm going to go The Insider. The Insider is, and yeah, I'm not talking about Jeff Snyder, who apparently going to be facing soon.
Right. Some trivia.
Yeah. No, this is a great sort of another sort of a movie about sort of corruption. So yeah, and he seems to like those sort of. He seems to kind of circle those movies a lot. Russell Crowe, Al Pacino. It's really really good. It's just I think more people need to see this movie. But yeah, I think got nominated for this movie. It's really good. So go check it out. I would absolutely recommend it. It's also got Christopher Plummer in there. Actual Christopher Plummer, not Kevin Spacey, but it is funny we're talking about Christopher Plummer after Kevin Spacey.
Right.
Great Michael Mann movie. So The Insider.
Jordan, what do you say about The Insider?
Well, I said prior to the stream that I only had about 14 Russell Crowe movies that I'd like and maybe say yes to, but I'll probably be a little more lenient than that. I got about 17, possibly not all I'm going to bring up, but I mean, The Insider is probably not one that I would bring up, but it's one I'd be willing to say yes to, just because I do think that that's good. It'll be quite lower on my list just because it's like peak, like hoo-ah Al Pacino in there, and I'm just not a like that era of Al Pacino fan. But I like everything else about the movie, especially Christopher Plummer as Mike Wallace from 60 Minutes, and just like it's a pretty compelling story about them just trying to take down big tobacco or expose them for a lot of things, and yeah, I think that that's pretty solid. So yeah, I'll give kind of like a tentative yes. So it is a yes for me. So yeah.
Nick, what do you say about The Insider?
I have not seen it. I've been meaning to, but I don't. I got a blind spot for a lot of Russell Crowe movies, apparently. So, but yeah,
Great
I'll give this one a yes.
Yeah. This is also one that I'm pretty sure I have seen, but I don't remember if I have or not. So, I'm just gonna say no, just 'cause it's there. Stephen, what do you say about The Insider?
I mean, if you don't remember if you've seen it or not, it must not have been memorable to you.
Mhm. Yeah.
uh, this is my second favorite movie of his. It was also in my top 128. And yeah, it's. I remember doing a report on this because I love the movie so much. I remember doing a report in high school on Jeffrey Wigand and the whole, him, with the big tobacco and stuff. And and I think Al Pacino is great in this movie. I don't actually think this is. I wouldn't even say this is over the top Al Pacino. He gives a really great performance here, and Russell Crowe was nominated. I believe this was his first Oscar nomination, and
Yeah.
he's fantastic. So definitely yes for The Insider.
That The Insider is going to make the list.
Thank you,
Jordan,
Steve.
what is the first movie you're going to bring up?
So I want to kind of start off with a couple movies. I'm not sure, like how the rest of your are gonna go, but they're ones I really like. So I'm gonna bring up the movie State of Play. So I think that's a really underrated Russell Crowe movie. I mean, you got Ben Affleck in there, Rachel McAdams, Helen Mirren, Jason Bateman, Viola Davis, Jeff Daniels. I mean, it's a huge cast. Robin Wright. I mean, like you really forget like the caliber of the cast that's like in there if you haven't seen it very many times. And yeah, it's just about Ben Affleck's one of the like main characters, and he has political corruption, and it's something. I mean, I can't remember the exact like what the political corruption is. It's something about a presidential candidate though, then they're like supporting him, but like just the like intrigue and like the back and forth, and it's a real kind of a twist and turns. A lot of like things get revealed you don't really see coming, and I think that's really good. So I'll go State of Play.
Nick, what to say about State of Play?
I completely forgot about State of Play. I remember watching the trailer. Again, it's another movie that I'm gonna need to check out. But yeah, it certainly seems like well within Russell Crowe's wheelhouse. I'll give it a yes.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that, according to Letterboxd, I have seen, but but yeah, but it's one of those ones like I do like. It's also one of those ones that I do kind of remember watching as well, because I'm pretty sure I watched it when we did Ben Affleck movies a while back anyway. But it's but I'm just because of that I'm just gonna say no. And Stephen, what do you say about Steve?
Yeah, Malcolm's seen Russell Crowe movies, but doesn't remember any of them.
That's gonna.
Yeah.
So I have like 13 definitely yeses and 6 maybes, and State of Play is definitely in my yes list. I did like it a lot. Russell Crowe, he's like a reporter, and I think Ben Affleck is he a senator or something, and somebody from his staff is killed. And
that's it's a president nominee's assistant.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's not like a great movie, but it's a really solid movie, and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'll definitely say yes to State of Play.
And Richie, what do you say about State of Play?
Yeah, I'm actually glad you sort of brought this up. I think it's really underrated gem. I think people need to see it. It's again, Russell Crowe likes these corruption movies, so it's not even probably the last one I'm going to bring up. But yeah, I think it's really good. It's sort of based on a BBC TV show serial from like the I think 70s, 60s, something like that. You look it up. Yeah, it's like a mini series. But yeah, and so yeah, he basically Russell Crowe basically plays a sort of a like a journalist trying to uncover the or basically there's the staffer of this political candidate or the assistant gets murdered, and then he sort of unravels a sort of cover up that's going on, and how involved the dude actually is. So yeah, there's twists and turns. So I'd say yes, definitely.
That state of play is going to make the list. Nick, we go to you for your next nomination.
Yeah, I don't know if since I came in late, I don't know if this has been brought up before, but it is definitely my favorite Russell Crowe movie. Again, I have a small sample size, or at least I had a small sample size up until today. Cinderella Man, one of my favorites. I love that movie. I watched it in high school several times. I still need to own it, but it's streaming or anything. So, Cinderella Man.
I do. I actually quite like Cinderella Man. I think it's a really good story, and I think Russell Crowe's great in it. And yeah, so it's an easy yes for me. Stephen, what do you say about Cinderella Man?
Well, I believe it made the top 12. Was it Paul Giamatti movies?
Yeah.
So it would be funny if it didn't. I mean, it's going to make it because it's a definite yes for me. But it would have been funny if it made Paul Giamatti, but not Russell Crowe. But it's also. I mean, I go back and forth between this and Apollo 13 as my favorite Ron Howard movie. It's just really great.
Richie, what do you say about Cinderella Man?
I mean, for sure, I'd probably have to make the top 12 Renee Zellweger if you ever get to that. I don't understand. It's not like she's had bangers all her career. But yeah.
No.
But yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Sort of the same logic, Stephen. But yeah, I think Cinderella Man is great sports drama. I'm glad it was sort of not talked about much when it came out, but it sort of gained this popularity as being rated, and yeah, it's fantastic and also great. So yes.
And Jordan, what do you say about Cinderella Man?
Yeah, I think Cinderella Man's excellent. Like when I first saw it, I'd never heard of it before, and I went with a bunch of friends after a dance we went to, and like, you guys want to go back and hang out and watch some movies and stuff, and someone put on Cinderella Man, and I'm just really blown away by it. It's a great kind of like rags to riches story. Like, it's kind of like I think he's like kind of like in the Depression era, sort of, and he's just really poor, just struggling to support his family. So he takes these fights to make money, and he actually becomes really good at it. And it's just a really heartwarming, inspirational story. That's just it's really good. And I think it probably should have been nominated for Best Picture, maybe, but I don't know if it was. I don't think so. But yeah. So I'll say yes, for Cinderella Man.
Cinderella Man is going to make the list, and it goes on to me. For my first one, I'm going to try for this one. I don't know how many people have seen it, but I'm going to bring up Boy Erased. And this is one of those movies that's not a very easy subject at all, because it's about conversion therapy and all that. But this is one of those ones that I think Russell Crowe and Nicole Kidman, they're really great as appearance of Lucas Hedges. And I just think it's one of those ones like I don't like. This is probably one of the first times I'd seen sort of Russell Crowe go full on drama, and yeah. So I don't know how this is going to go. I'm going to see how this plays out. But Stephen, what do you say about Boy Erased?
Unfortunately, this is one of his that I haven't seen.
Richie, what do you say about Boy Erased?
Yeah, I mean, I watched it for the first time a couple of years ago. It is really good. And yeah, it's sort of got, it's like not like officially. I don't know if it's officially an Australian film, but it's got a lot of Australian cast members in it. But yeah, as well as like Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers is in it. There's also and a few other people. But yeah, and Jolidson should have been mentioned. He directed it. I think he's a really good director, and it's really good. But yeah, it's a subject matter. Like Russell Crowe is basically like a villain, kind of very head parts of his, very own beliefs about not letting, basically, disowning, kind of disowning his son and not allowing him to just be who he is. But yeah, it's quite confronting, but really good. I don't know if I'd rate it highly, but just because it's how kind of new. It's not like a sort of it doesn't a classic like the other movies I mentioned, but I'd probably put it on the list. But yeah, so yeah, I'd say yes.
Jordan, what do you say about Boy Erased?
Well, I'll say that I haven't seen it, so it's one of my Russell Crowe blind spots. But yeah, it's got a fair amount of Australian actors in there, and
Troye Sivan's in it too, who's Australian, and the singer.
Oh yeah, and like I'm a huge Joel Edgerton fan. Like he's kind of like a very like underrated actor. Like I wish he would get more leading roles, but he has some, but not a ton. But yeah, I haven't seen it, so I'll have to probably say no this time.
Are we sure it's not Timothy Chalamet playing Troye Sivan?
Oh yeah.
But
Troye Sivan can sing.
Yeah.
But Nick, what do you say about Boy Erased?
Yeah, I was actually just watching this movie before you guys messaged me to jump on here. So I'm tempted to say no just because it's such a rough sit. But I'll go ahead and say yes. It was going to be already on my list regardless. But I mean, yeah, it's hard to watch in places for sure. So yeah.
You just saved it.
Yeah.
Boy Erased is going to make the list. And to be fair, it's not one of those movies that's supposed to be a fun watch.
Yeah, a fun watch about conversion therapy.
Yeah.
When I started and I was like, oh no, this is not going to be a good time, is it?
But I will say I was surprised to find out this wasn't nominated for any Oscars at all, though. But Stephen, what is the next movie you're going to bring up?
I'll bring up the movie that he won the Oscar for, Gladiator. I think this was in my top 128. I'd be really shocked if it wasn't, because I really love this movie. It's my favorite movie from Ridley Scott, and just a really great epic. Russell Crowe's great in it. Joaquin Phoenix and Connie Nielsen are also great. I think I'm not sure because it's been a while since I've heard any news of it, but I think Connie Nielsen is supposed to be back for the sequel, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because doesn't the movie revolve around her son or something? I can't remember. The plot has changed for this movie so many times that I don't even remember what it's about. But this movie is great, and it's also I go back and forth between this and Crimson Tide as my favorite Hans Zimmer score. Gladiator is awesome, so that's the next nomination.
Richie, what do you say about Gladiator?
I mean, we're going to get there eventually. I think we can't have a Russell Crowe list without Gladiator on it. It's an epic. It's one of Ridley Scott's best movies. It started off a sort of good pairing between the two. I mean, some decent movies. I don't know if the other one that I'm going to get brought up. It's really good. Gladiator 2, I'm interested in. I'm more curious and kind of like, hey, this would be a fun movie. It's supposed to have like Paul Mescal in it as well, and Denzel Washington and Peyton. So,
Yeah.
So I mean that'd be fun, but that'd be interesting. But Yeah, as far as Gladiator goes, yeah, it's great. It's a I think it was sort of cemented gross Hollywood status. So yes, I would say yes, definitely.
Jordan, what do you say about Gladiator?
Well, I think that it's easy. Yeah, it's a shoo-in. Gladiator is kind of like known when you think of Russell Crowe. Like most people, that's the first movie that comes to mind. And yeah, this movie is great. Like it's very like epic, inspirational. It's got just great set pieces and yeah, the music's it is amazing. And yeah, I think everything about it's really really good. It's right near the top of my list. And yeah, like everything that I keep hearing about Gladiator 2, like the more news that comes out, I'm getting more excited for it. It's just, like when I first heard about it, I'm like, why do we need that? Like, didn't like that character die? Spoiler alert. But I mean, the more we keep hearing about it, like yeah, I'm getting more interested. So, but yeah, for Gladiator, that's an easy yes. So, yeah.
I mean, there were some wild stories about what the plot was going to be originally about for Gladiator 2.
But
Was there?
Nick, what do you say about Gladiator?
I think you gotta go for it. Like Jordan was saying, you can't think of Russell Crowe without thinking of Gladiator. So it'd be kind of hard to make a list like this without putting Gladiator on it. It is definitely one of his best movies for sure.
And yeah, I mean, we must be due to start to at least get the first trailer for Gladiator sometime soon, because I think it's due to come out. I think November. I think it's slated for something around there. And
Yeah.
so I mean, they're going to want to start marketing it soon, sooner rather than later. But yeah, I really do like Gladiator. I think it's a really good movie, and I think so he definitely deserved the Oscar for this. So yeah, Gladiator is going to make the list, and we go to Richie for the next nomination.
All right, I'm going to bring up I was torn between two, but I'm sure the other one will get brought up eventually. I'm going to bring up a really good remake, 3's Humor. 3's Humor is really good. Russell Crowe is amazing in it. Like as a sort of like I mean he's a bit as his kind of bad guy, but like. Like he's got this menacing. He's really menacing, but also really very charismatic. He plays off Christian Bale really well. I know. I think I kind of wish he would do more westerns. I think I think he fits that genre pretty well. And it's just a great movie. It's one of my favorite sort of. I've seen the original too. I think it's better than the original, and I think it's one of my favorite remakes. So yeah, 3's Humor.
There might be another Western I might bring up later on.
Jordan, what do you say about 3's Humor?
Well, if you read my little tagline, Ben Wade is my homeboy. That's Russell Crowe's character, because this movie is at the top of my list. Like, I love 3:10 to Yuma. And I've only seen it about 3.5 times. I mean, I've seen like 3 times all the way through, and then bits and pieces. This movie just gets better and better every time that I watch it. Just seeing Russell Crowe play villains, I think like he's really good at it. And he's just an outlaw, and he gets captured, and they got to bring him to trial. But then you have Ben Foster, which we talked about this movie in our Ben Foster versus match, up against Sam Rockwell, and he plays a really great character. Also, kind of going to like free him or rescue him, and yeah, it's just really good from beginning to end. And like Russell Crowe, maybe the best part of the movie. So, I'll say yes for 3:10 to Yuma.
Nick, what do you say about 3:10 to Yuma?
I have not seen this movie. I do want to. It is the one that I was looking forward to when it came out, and I just never got around to it. I'll go ahead and give it a yes, just because I really want to see it. I hear good things about it. I probably would enjoy it because it's Russell Crowe and Christian Bale in a movie. So yeah.
Yeah, I've seen this once. I was going to give this a rewatch, if I had time. I just didn't get around to it. But I like it. I like it enough, but there's another version of his I like more, so I'm just going to give it a no. And Stephen, what do you say about 3:10 to Yuma?
Malcolm, you frustrate me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's a really solid movie. By the way, it's on Peacock if you want to see it.
Well, not
Um,
far.
I mean, it being available is not my issue. Like, I just didn't have the time to watch it.
Just busy.
Well, I don't know if you guys even have Peacock, but
No.
I have
if you're in the U, if you're
Well,
in the
no,
US,
but I believe it's on Netflix for me anyway.
It's on Netflix and
Yeah.
some other things, yeah.
yeah, no, it's a really good, solid movie. I enjoyed it a lot. So, it's not like on the level to me of like the LA Confidential, Insider, Gladiator, or Cinderella Man, but it's still a really good, solid movie. So I'll definitely say yes.
Good, because that movie didn't make it. I might have to drop out. So.
Well, I mean, it already had made it with Nick saying yes to it. It's,
Oh, for some reason I thought Nick said no, but
No.
all right,
no,
my
Nick
bad.
said he hadn't seen it, but he's saying yes anyway.
Okay, yeah.
I believe we are on
To me next, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna bring up another one that I'm not sure what you guys are gonna think, but he did a little movie called The Next 3 Days, so I want to nominate that one because there's another one that I really like. It's a good kind of thriller where he's married to Elizabeth Banks and her character is well, like you don't know in the movie, so I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it. But she is put into jail for murder, but then she claims that she's innocent and she didn't do it. So Russell Crowe's trying to find an argument or way to get her out, and like years go by and he can't do it, and he hatches this like crazy scheme to kind of sneak in and get her out of there, and they go on the run, and it's got a pretty decent little cast. I mean, because you also got Liam Neeson in there, you got Olivia Wilde, Brian Dennehy, Lenny James, Ty Simpkins, even Daniel Stern for a second. He's not in it much, but yeah, and like I just think that's really like intriguing. It just kind of makes you think like how many criminals have been wrongly accused and like put into jail. I don't know if it's a lot, but I mean I'm sure that there's some though, and so it's just kind of interesting to like see it all play out. So yeah, I'll nominate The Next 3 Days.
Nick, what do you say about The Next 3 Days?
I'm gonna say yes, only because Russell Crowe is just really great in the movie. He's acting his ass off. You can really feel his desperation as he's trying to figure out anything that he can do to try and get his wife out of prison. So for that reason, I think it does actually belong on this list.
Yeah, this is one I actually watched for this because
Uh-huh.
it was once again. It's really random what movies I can find for some of these topics that pop up in streaming services because this was one of them. I don't think I had ever heard of this when this came out. It must have just been slid under the radar or something. But
Kind of did, I think, yeah.
but I actually think this is a really good movie. And yeah, just seeing the desperation that he goes through just to get his wife out of prison. Especially when it's clear that the law is not listening to. I don't know if it's ever made clear on if she actually did it or not at the
Yeah,
end.
maybe it's not.
But I think it's just one of those stories that I think is really gripping, and it's one of those ones like I was like my attention was on my TV the whole time. It's just and I was almost late to root because I was like, I really need to see how this ends. I don't want to force it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so it's an easy yes for me for the next 3 days. But Stephen, what do you say about the next 3 days?
This is one of the movies on my maybe list, but you know what? I'll say yes, just because I have like at least 3, if not 4, movies on my yes list that I seriously doubt will make it on anyways. So I'll say yes to next 3 days. It's a good
And
solid thriller.
and Mitchie, what do you say about the next 3 days?
I'm yet to see it.
Okay.
But with that being said, the next 3 days still makes it on the list.
Nice.
Nick, we go to you for your next nomination.
So this is another movie that I just kind of crammed for, but I watched it yesterday, so I'm gonna nominate it here. The Nice Guys. I just think it's a fun movie. I think that Russell Crowe's character is the best part of that movie, depending on how you look at it. I do think out of the two of them, he's the guy that I like the most. So, The Nice Guys.
That made my decision for what I was going to nominate next pretty easy, because I was torn between 2, but Nice Guys was definitely one of the ones that I was torn between, and yeah, it is a really good movie, and it's one of those ones that I wish it did well at the box office to get the sequel, but it just didn't make the money it needed, and yeah, but this is just a really good movie, and it's one of those ones like I'd love to see if they do a legacy sequel to this, and with and see what they can do with the sequel. But
Yeah.
I think it works just as well as a standalone movie as well. So yeah, but it's an easy yes for me as well. Stephen, what do you say about The Nice Guys?
What would be your definition of legacy movie? Because it's not that old.
It's not that old.
Well, I mean, anything more than 5 years to me is.
Because it came out in 2016.
Well, because I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost 10. It's almost at its 10-year anniversary. It's 8 years old now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge Shane Black fan. I mean, with the exception, of course, of The Predator. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, The Nice Guys, not necessarily one of my favorite movies of his, but still a very highly enjoyable movie. And the chemistry between Crowe and Ryan Gosling is what makes it so enjoyable, as well as Angori, I forget her name, that plays Russell Crowe's daughter. She's great too.
Oh yeah, and Gory Rice.
Angry Rice.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling's daughter.
Ryan Gosling's daughter. Oh, yeah, okay. I forget.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, she's good. Yeah.
So yes, it's definitely a yes for me.
Richie, what do you say about The Nice Guys?
Well, that kind of makes my next choice a bit difficult, because that was when I said I was between 2 movies before. With when I brought up Sweet Tender Humor, I was thinking The Nice Guys as well, because I knew it was going to be brought up. But so now I'm like, oh, what the fuck do I bring up? And now I'm on this pornography. But I think I know what to do. I think I know what to talk about. Yeah, this is obviously a yes. Angry Rice, by the way, Australian. Just want to point that out.
Okay.
But I love this movie. I think it's really funny. It's really clever writing. I think the chemistry between Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe is great. I think you can tell they're probably really quite good friends as well. I think everything about this works. It's just a good sort of throwback to 1970s, like maybe the cop films as well. I'd love to see some sort of thing, even if it's I don't know. I just want to see more in this sort of universe, and it's a shame that it sort of just brought up a cult following later on, and I wish more people saw it. But because it teased a sequel and we never got one, and that's that's bullshit. You can't edge me like that, so yeah, I'll say it.
Jordan, what do you say about The Nice Guys?
I think The Nice Guys rules. Yeah, The Nice Guy is awesome. Yeah, I went and saw this movie 3 times in theaters, but I was also working in a theater, so I got free movies. But and yeah, like, I think that Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe have great chemistry, and it's a really fun role for both of them. But for Russell Crowe, he's just the guy that like hurts people. He's around breaking arms and fingers and legs and like all that kind of stuff. And there's a lot of good kind of side like auxiliary characters. Like yeah, the girl that plays Ryan Gosling's daughter, like she's really good. And then like I always point out the scene where because they're going around looking for this porn star that disappeared and trying to figure out what happened to her. And then yeah, Misty Mountains. Yeah, but like sounds like something like a Lord of the Rings theme porn star or something. but they like go to this house and I see a kid on the bike talking about, but hey, you want to see my dick? I got a big dick. Like the whole way that it plays out, though, it's just like just this random kid, and they're like, get out of here. No one wants to talk to you. What are you doing? Like, but they need information from him or whoever they can get it from, and also brings back Kim Basinger for a little bit, so she's back with teaming up with Russell Crowe again. But yeah, so it's an easy yes for me. Yeah.
But if that Nice Guys makes the list, we're really speeding through this. We've got three spots left.
Dang.
But I don't know how this is going to go. But I'm gonna bring up and one of his other Oscar-nominated roles, and that's A Beautiful Mind. Also, actually starring Christopher Plummer.
Yeah.
But yeah, A Beautiful Mind, I think, is a really great story, and it's one of those ones that I didn't know much about John Nash going in, but it's one of those ones that. So I think I ended up going to it blind because I think my nana took me to movies for my birthday. I was like, "What one do you want to go see?" It's like, "I'll go see A Beautiful Mind." That looks interesting. But yeah, and it's just one of those ones that I quite enjoy. I do think it's a really interesting story, and yet another movie where he's kind of involved in a conspiracy in a way, but I think he's really good on this. And yeah, I don't know how this is going to go because I know there's people out there that aren't a big fan of this, but we'll see what happens. Stephen, what do you say about A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah, so funny thing is, I had no idea who John Nash was before this movie either. So when the twist happens, that was like really shocking. Like, oh, like wow, yeah, and I probably didn't even. Not only did I not know who John Nash was, but I probably didn't even know anything about schizophrenia either. So. Yeah, another great Ron Howard movie as well after Cinderella Man. So it's definitely a yes for me.
Richie, what do you say about A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah, I think again it's like another Oscar, Oscar contender. I feel like we have to have this, but yeah, I know. I think it's probably the point of the list where we have to be more picky. But like A Beautiful Mind, I think is one of those ones that sort of, I feel like I would probably put on there as one that you're like, wait, we have to, it's really good. It's sort of complex movie. I understand why it wouldn't be for everybody. Especially given like all the twists and stuff, and so but I would say yes.
Jordan, what do you say about A Beautiful Mind?
Well, I got my letterbox here, and I'm looking. There's about 5 movies that I think could still make the list, but and if this one does, which I probably think it probably deserves a spot, but it's borderline for me because if this one does, then I gotta be firm on 2 other movies that like have to make the list for me, in my opinion. But yeah, like I think that I've only seen A Beautiful Mind one time. It's one that I also watched with my grandma or like Nana or whatever you want to say. And yeah, it's just really good, really like inspiring. And yeah, the cast is also really good. And you got Ed Harris in there, Jennifer Connelly, Paul Bettany. So and yeah, like it just really like just kind of opens your mind, like no pun intended, but to like people that like deal with mental issues and like schizophrenia and like some of the like I don't know, you just schizophrenia or if he has like some kind of autism or something also, but he's just able to remember all the stuff like really well, and it's kind of cool to see the way that his mind works, and Russell Crowe does a great job portraying that. So yeah, I'll say yes.
Nick, what do you say about A Beautiful Mind?
Well, since I haven't seen it, and since my vote doesn't matter, I'm gonna say no on this one.
Sure.
It's going to make the list anyway. But Stephen, what is the next movie you're going to bring up? We've got 2 spots.
2 spots.
You muted yourself for some reason.
Well, I heard noises from, so that's why I muted myself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Loud noises.
I'm gonna go with his other Western. It might have been if it's not his first American movie, it probably was, one of his first. And that's a really fun movie from Sam Raimi called The Quick and the Dead, with Sharon Stone, also a very young Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, it has a lot of good actors in it, actually. Tobin Bell, I remember him being in that.
Yeah.
It's a very stylish movie, as a lot of Sam Raimi movies are. And it's just really fun. So that's my next nomination.
Richie, what do you say about The Quick and the Dead?
Yeah, I figured this was the one you're talking about. I do like the movie a lot. I think it's kind of underrated, and I do like the movie. I'm not like the biggest Western dude, but yeah, I do like the movie a lot. I feel like it's one of those things where if it was brought up earlier, I'd more heavily consider it. But that, because we only got 2 spots left, I think there's maybe other movies on his filmography that kind of deserve to be put on here above that. So I'm going to say no, but I respect you bringing it up.
Jordan, what do you say about The Quick and the Dead?
Well, there's 2 movies specifically I really wanted to advocate for, and The Quick and the Dead is one of them. Yeah, I think The Quick and the Dead is great. Like I watched it for the first time for the we did a Leonardo DiCaprio versus Brad Pitt match, and it was a lot of fun. Like a lot of duels. Like I just remember everybody's dueling, like just one after the next, and it's a lot of fun, and it just kind of like uses all of the Western tropes, but like in a really fun way. Like we're gonna meet at high noon, and we're gonna have a duel, and you got like the sheriff. He's played by Gary Sinise, or like Marshall. I think he's a Marshall, but and then I mean, you throw in a couple other people like Gene Hackman. He's great in it. You got Lance Henriksen, Keith David are also in it, and I think that it's just fun. Like for a Western, like it's just a lot of fun. I'll say yes for the Quick and the Dead.
Nick, what do you say about The Quick and the Dead?
So I haven't seen it. I think that I was gonna say no, but then you rattled off all of those names. I don't know if I can, in good conscience, say no to any movie that has Gary Sinise, Gene Hackman, Keith David in it,
and Leo DiCaprio. Yeah, all those guys. Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a tentative yes.
I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if you had said no, because I was going to say yes. Look, I'm also not a big Western guy, but every now and then I see a Western which I get really interested in, and this is just one of those ones that I didn't expect to enjoy as much as I did. It's also one that I think I've seen before once a long time ago, but I just forgot about. This is just. This is just great. I really like it. So I'll be honest. I remember seeing Tobin Bell's name. I don't remember which character he was in the movie.
That's not a huge part.
Well,
But
I
neither
know what,
is Gary Sinise. He's not in it a lot either.
No.
I knew it wasn't a huge role, but it's like it's just one of those ones like I couldn't pick him out in the movie. That's what I was getting at. But it's still going to be a yes for me. And yeah, but so the Quick and Dead is going to make the list. We've got one spot left. Richie, we go to you.
Fuck me. Also, like having Keith David in your cast is like, I mean, he's great, but like it's easy to say no to because he does say yes to everything. He's in a lot of shit movies.
Yeah, in a lot.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know, I get it. But yeah, so there's one where he's not pivotal part, but it's a great movie. There's another one where I think it's underrated, but I feel like we're past the point underrated. I'll bring up this movie because I think it's really good. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna bring up American Gangster. Yeah, like, and not just because he plays a character named Richie. That does help. That. Yeah, I think it's just a really really cool. Builds tension really well. He's got great chemistry. Denzel Washington. Another Ridley Scott pairing, and yeah, I mean, it's probably I feel like I have a better chance of getting this through than A Good Year.
Yeah. I haven't seen that movie.
Yeah, wonderful. I just think it's really good. I mean, Idris Elba's in there, but when I say Idris Elba's in there, he's people. Yeah, like I think people sometimes act like he's a supporting role. He gets shot like really early on.
Yeah.
Hey! It was one of the top shelf Idris Elba movies.
I can guess it.
True.
I went on record. I was on the episode, and me and Austin contested that. Anyway, I'm going to go for American Gangster, but yeah, look, we'll see what happens. There's definitely others that I'm like, yeah, if that came up, I'm like, I have no issue with that making a list either. But yeah.
But Jordan, what do you say about American Gangster?
So, American Gangster is one of those ones that when I saw it, like it was good, but it didn't really do anything to just like I don't know, just blow me away or like really grip me like super. I don't know, a lot. I mean, it's all right, but it's kind of one of those middle of the road Ridley Scott movies for me, and like maybe on like out of all the movies that I would say no to, it's at the top of that list. But there's one other movie that I want to try to advocate for that I think deserves because we don't have one of this genre really in there. So I'll probably have to say no.
Nick, what do you say about American Gangster?
I'm also gonna say no, just because I haven't seen it. And it doesn't seem to have the kind of reputation that something like LA Confidential or Beautiful Mind have. So I'm gonna say
Fabio the Pancake Dick.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is low-key tough moves. I've got one that's higher than this that that I want to try and get on the list, but he's also not in that movie a lot.
I think I might talk about that. That's one I was struggling with.
I do like American Gangster enough, and it's one of those ones that I do think is a really good movie, and it's easily better than A Good Year. So American Gangster.
Yeah.
Stephen, what do you say about American Gangster?
I mean, I haven't seen A Good Year. I just know that when it came out, it wasn't especially well received. You know what? I'll give American Gangster a yes. I think it's a solid movie. And yeah, it's not an amazing movie, but it's a really good, solid movie. So I'll say yes to American Gangster.
Look, I'll give a Good Year some praise. It's better than Madam Web, Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's like most movies. I like the blimp
But
and the
anyway,
tires.
that does close out the
Dang,
list.
there's one I
for
really wanted, which
today.
I'll bring up in my honorable mentions.
But Jordan, what movies do you have as for honorable mentions?
So the one I really wanted to advocate for it was Mystery Alaska. I think that
I was
was
thinking about
great.
that.
Yeah, you should have done Mystery Alaska.
I didn't think it would get over.
Yeah, because I think that it's great.
Probably would have said yes to that.
I pivoted.
Yeah. Can we switch it out? Is it too late? No, but
It's too late.
yeah, but yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. And it's got some kind of like Cole Meany and Hank Azaria gives them a chance to shine. But let's see. So I just watched the movie Unhinged for the first time, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. I watched it for this, and I thought it was pretty decent. He plays a good villain. I was maybe gonna bring up Man of Steel, but he's just not really in it enough. But
I think he's the best thing about that movie, actually.
Yeah, and also the Justice League too, kind of a similar thing. But and also I don't really hate the Mummy as much as some people do, because Russell Crowe playing Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde or whatever, it's like the best part of it, and that's really good. I was hoping we could see a movie based on that character, but and then that's all I really got. I don't really like anything else, or I haven't seen it, so yeah.
Nick, what do you have as some honorable mentions?
I only have one that wasn't brought up, and it was Les Miserables. I don't know how well that would have gone, because he is objectively the worst part of that movie. So,
well, his singing's not good, but I think his acting is great.
It's a good movie. I think it's a good performance. I just like my argument was going to be that he does a lot better than Pierce Brosnan does in Mamma Mia.
Yeah, it's a good comparison.
None of the guys in that movie were good singers.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say, if you did try to bring up Justice League, I would have shot that down very quickly, because he's not even credited in the movie. So,
it comes up on his IMDb.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They put all of his appearances on there, but he's not actually credited. He's only a really small part in Justice League. So yeah, I was considering bringing up Man of Steel for that, but once again, like as much as I do love Man of Steel, he really is only a small part of that movie. I mean, I actually like the singing in Les Miserables. I didn't have to, yeah. So I would also put up Les Miserables. There's a movie I watched before this called The Water Diviner, about him trying to find his sons that died in Gallipoli, but I don't think many people have seen that movie. I believe it is an Australian movie. Well, he did direct it as well, but yeah. I thought Unhinged was a really good autobiography of Russell Crowe, if you know what he's done in the past.
Oh, really? Oh, dang.
No.
What's a villain that burned someone's house down and then
He didn't burn someone's house down. He just threw a phone at some fuckhead.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, I did was say that as a joke anyway.
I know.
And another movie that I don't know how it would have gone, but I did watch a movie called Tenderness for this, in which he plays a cop, and I think it's a really good movie as well. I just, once again, I didn't think it was one that many people would have heard of, and yeah, Stephen, was someone who mentioned you would have brought up.
I probably would have said yes to Mystery Alaska, and
You keep saying that. Now I feel bad.
Yeah. Should have brought it up.
Yeah. Also, it's not a great movie, but it's a guilty pleasure, and he plays a really great villain in Virtuosity. I'm surprised. I'm not like a huge fan of this movie, but I probably would have said yes to Master and Commander, and I'm surprised it wasn't brought up.
Ugh. I don't like that movie. I actually walked out in the theater.
I also actually enjoyed The Mummy.
Yes.
And then he did a movie with Meg Ryan called Proof of Life that I thought, and David Morse is in it, and David Caruso is awesome in that movie. And but I didn't think anybody would say yes to that, so I didn't bring it up. One movie that is very divisive. Some people like it, some people hate it. I thought it was really interesting, actually, and that's Darren Aronofsky's Noah. And another movie that I didn't bother bringing up because I'm the only person that likes this movie. I don't care. Another movie where he plays a bad guy, Winter's Tale.
Richie, any honorable mentions?
Okay. I got a few, and not there was no point bringing them up because Australian. Proof, which is a movie where he befriends this this blind guy played by Hugo Weaving. It's really good. Hang on. Probably his breakout role in Australia, and I'm actually surprised maybe one person didn't bring it up because he would have known about it. Romper Stomper, really solid movie where he's sort of about kind of Nazi,
like punk.
No, it's about
right, or like a young
kind of about Nazism and how to get it kind of thing turned. He's really good. It's his breakout. The Sum of Us, another Australian film. Him and Jack Johnson. He plays like this. This guy sort of like they're having to sort of a gay guy trying to basically live his life and trying to hide that from society. Mystery Alaska. Oh, there's more. Ye have little faith. Stephen, I would have brought up Proof of Life if it known it. Body of Lies, I don't mind. And I don't know. So that's that's probably it. But there's a lot of Australian films that he also narrated the documentary called Bra Boys about like the surfing culture. But that wouldn't really count. He was just narrating. He wasn't that much. So yeah.
So Romper Stomper, the efficiency expert, and I know nobody mentioned that one, and Proof are actually available to stream on Peacock. So if I had an extra day, I probably would have watched those.
The efficiency expert's actually called. It's not even its official title in like Australia. It's Spotswood. But anyway.
Well, usually I'll go and like watch. They have those like GQ videos of like the actors breaking down their most iconic roles. That's a good way to kind of prep for a show like this. Go watch that.
Spotswood, by the way, it's got Anthony Hopkins in it and Ben Mendelsohn.
Oh dang!
Well, I knew Anthony Hopkins was in it. I didn't know Ben Mendelsohn was in it.
But and actually, the last one I will say that came to mind is I did watch a movie with him and Salma Hayek where it's literally just them, but it's I think it's based on a play or something, but it's about this relationship that turns into an out of the blue marriage. I do think it's a really fun one, but I didn't think anyone would have heard about it. But
what was the name?
It's called Breaking Up.
Okay.
It's on Disney Plus for us. It's a random movie that's on Disney Plus.
I will say I watched a clip of him right before this started. There's 3 MCU movies I haven't seen, and Thor: Love and Thunder is one of them. And I saw a clip, and I really didn't know what to make of that.
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't like him in it. I don't know.
I couldn't get that far in that movie. I got
wearing a little skirt or whatever.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I knew how it was, if I didn't already know how it was going to go, I probably would have put it up. That is a good impression of mine. But and I do think Gossip Pope is great as Zeus in it personally. But anyway, enough about the honorable mentions. Probably gone through the whole filmography at this point. But they're officially on their list. We've got LA Confidential, The Insider, State of Play, Cinderella Man, Boy Race, Gladiator, 3's Into Humor, Next Days, The Nice Guys, Beautiful Mind, The Cooking Dead, and American Gangster. How we rank these is we vote on what we want to be at 12, 11, and so on until we form a top 12 list. Stephen, what do you have at 12?
It's a good movie, but probably my least favorite of the bunch, and that's The Next 3 Days.
Richie.
Yeah, ditto, Next 3 Days.
Jordan.
Well, I'm going to with my only blind spot that made the list. Boy Erased.
Nick.
I said American Gangster.
I'm probably going to be sitting on this for a while, but I've got 3's Into Humor.
You're going to be sitting on
Oh,
that for
come on.
You're going to be sitting on that for ages.
Yeah.
Just
ages.
get it.
I know. It means that I don't have to erase my board, and I can focus on typing the banners. So it's a win-win.
I'm just glad the Next 2 days even made the list, so I'm happy about that.
I was surprised.
But Richie, what do you have for 11?
Okay, yeah, Boy Erased.
Jordan.
Well, I haven't erased it yet, so Boy Erased.
Nick.
I said American Gangster because I said no to it.
3's Into Humor. Stephen.
American Gangster.
Ooh.
So
it's on you, Malcolm.
Yeah.
He's going to put American Gangster. Because he's we're up Boy Erased. Why would he?
I mean, you don't know where I've got it ranked on my list.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
It is correct. But they're actually not that far apart, though. They're actually pretty close on the list, on my personal list. So. But Jordan, what do you have for 10?
So I have a rule that I only advocate for the same movie 3 times, and then I got to switch it up. But I'm not one of those holdouts for the whole episode, so because I think that's a waste of your vote. But I'll go Boy Erased.
State of.
I mean, my philosophy is I'm going to keep voting for what is on the list that I've got lower on my personal list, and that's 3's Into Humor. But
you might not get a chance in helping decide the rest of it then.
I mean, if it ties, then I could. So
yeah, they're ties.
State of play.
All right, and here you go. You're gonna get decider, Boy Erased.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I completely forgot you hadn't Richie, but I kind of figured you were going to stick with that too. But
Knock it out. I don't know what
Oh, come on. All right.
Nick, what do you have for 9?
3's Into Humor.
No.
Oh man, you guys are
3's Into
high.
Humor.
Come on.
Stephen.
Come on, let's vibe, you guys. We gotta vibe.
Even though I'm the one that brought it up, I went with The Quick and the Dead.
I know I'm not gonna vibe with Steven because I don't know if a movie he loves.
Boy Erased.
Jordan.
I'm guessing that's LA Confidential.
No, but I want the insider.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be 3's Into Humor.
Fucking bullshit.
Oh man, that is. Yeah, there goes my number one.
I don't love
Bullshit.
that movie as much as you guys do, so I'm okay with that.
Oh, I mean, rules.
Wait, why did I erase my board?
I know what Steven's picking.
Fine, I'll take that.
So now you can change your board, Malcolm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah.
Just something else, something someone loves.
yeah, once again, I'm not that high on this as other people are LA Confidential.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
Hi.
Quick and the Dead.
What do you do when you watch movies?
Yeah.
The Quick and I said the Quick and the Dead as well.
Something really good happens. You're like, that's boring.
Jordan.
Oh, boy, erased. Should have
Nick.
kept it, Richie.
You should have kept the inside.
Yeah, true.
With that, we've got a 5-way tie.
Wait,
So,
what were the
No, we got Quick and the Dead.
oh, so for some
Yeah,
reason I
just
thought you meant something else,
Okay.
but I'm glad someone was paying attention.
Yeah.
Now what do I have? Now what do I go with now?
I mean, it's one of those ones as long as you respect everyone's opinions, all movies are subjective anyway. So
I know.
but
I mean,
but still, some are like universally objective though by everyone.
look,
nothing's objective. It's all subjective.
yeah, that's the thing. I completely disagree with that notion of there's universally loved movies. Like I don't think if you look through letterbox any movie that you think is a really high love, there's probably gonna be negative reviews for it.
We'll say that every time The Godfather comes up for me, and I just roll my eyes.
But again, you look at letterbox. I believe there is negative reviews for it. But anyway, back to this.
Yeah.
Stephen, what do you have for 7?
This kind of hurts, but I'm running out of. But we're getting into the great movies for me now. I went with The Nice Guys.
Richie,
You know the Boy Erased is still on there, right?
I haven't seen Boy Erased. I don't vote for movies I haven't seen.
Jordan.
Really? Those are the first ones I do vote for to get them out of there. And boy, erased.
I'm the same. Better.
LA Confidential, but I believe it's going to be Boy Erased.
All right. Can erase that one. Oh, yeah. Now we're getting into the good stuff. Oh, fudge.
I mean, look, to be fair, you haven't seen Boy Erased, so you don't know if it's good or not. But I get what you mean.
Yeah, right.
But just to recap what we've still got on the list was all LA Confidential, The Insider, Cinderella Man, Gladiator, The Nice Guys, and A Beautiful Mind. Richie, what do you have for 6?
The Insider.
Jordan.
I also have The Insider.
Nick. LA Confidential, Stephen.
The Nice Guys.
The Insider is going to be at 6.
Now what to do?
At least my number 1 is still there.
Mine was gone quick. Well, that usually happens on these things. It's fine.
Well, that's why I like doing this as a panel show and not just like a 2-person. Like, no hate to the 2 JPOs countdown and all that. I think doing a panel show is interesting. So you get multiple different perspectives.
Yeah, you get more opinions on there. Yeah.
But Jordan, what do you have for number 5?
I have A Beautiful Mind.
Nick.
I also have A Beautiful Mind.
I've got LA Confidential. Stephen.
The Nice Guys.
Richie.
A Beautiful Mind.
All right. Well, you know what to do. You only got 3 left, right? Or 4?
4.
4.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, I believe LA Confidential, Cinderella
The
Man,
Nice Guys
Gladiator,
and
The Nice Guys. Yeah.
Okay.
Nick, what do you have for 4?
I have The Nice Guys.
Sticking with LA Confidential. Stephen.
The Nice Guys.
Richie.
I'll let you have it. The Nice Guy.
Because I have LA Confidential. Ugh.
But it's going to be the Nice Guys, and there goes my number one.
No. At least it made the top 4. I don't know why I even erased my board.
Sticking with LA Confidential, Stephen,
Cinderella Man.
Richie,
An Eminem song, Cinderella Man.
Jordan.
Well, I'm still waiting for Eminem to release the song LA Confidential.
And
It'd be more like Detroit Confidential for him.
Later.
Well, you're probably going to have to break the tie.
well, we've got Cinderella Man and LA Confidential. Nick, it goes to you for the top pick.
Cinderella Man was my number 1 until I watched LA Confidential this morning. So I gotta give it to Cinderella Man, unfortunately.
That Cinderella Man is going to be at
my board. No reason.
3, and this time we vote for the number 1 instead of the.
Oh yeah, because we're voting for number 1. That's fine.
Yeah.
Even though I have a clear favorite, if the other one is number 1, which it probably will be, I'll be fine with that too, because they're both great.
Yeah. 2 solid ones.
Well, I mean, it's one of those ones like there's at least 2 people I know which way they're going. It's the other 3 I really don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Three,
Richie, what
actually.
do you have for number 1?
LA Confidential.
Jordan,
I have Gladiator.
Nick,
I went with LA Confidential.
Gladiator, Stephen.
LA Confidential.
Ooh, all right. I started to rewatch it once, and I got like 20 minutes in. I've only seen it once, plus about 20 minutes. And the first 20 minutes is like great too.
Dude, the gunfight at the end is awesome.
Yeah.
In the hotel.
And that like scene where they like go in the bathroom and see all those bodies. Oh. Yeah.
But with that, to recap our top 12 list, at number 12, we've got The Next 3 Days. At 11, we've got American Gangster. At 10, we've got State of Play. At 9, we've got 3 Things of Human. At 8, we got The Quick and the Dead. At 7, we got Boy Erased. At 6, we got The Insider. At 5, we got A Beautiful Mind. At 4, we got The Nice Guys. At 3, we got Cinderella Man. At 2, we got Gladiator. And number 1, we got LA Confidential.
And 3 honorable mentions. We got Man of Steel, we got Mystery Alaska, and Les Mis, right? Ones that like could have made the list.
I would have voted no, actually, for Les Mis.
I would have voted no for Les Mis.
Yeah. I actually would have voted no also. I just thought enough people liked it that it would make it.
I mean, it's one of those ones like I knew where Stephen and Mitchie were going to go on Les Mis because I know they don't like it.
I'm not a musical guy, so I wouldn't vote for it.
I don't hate it, but it's not that great to me either.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's the end ranking for this week. Next week is going to be actually going to go into TV for a change. The winner of the poll is top 12 comedy TV shows of the 2010s. And so it should be really interesting. It was kind of a last minute surge, like for the long time when I first put that poll, it was looking like it was going to be the Coen Brothers at one point. And then there must have been a snipe in the vote, and one just flip-flopped that quickly. But Stephen, we can be on you online.
All through social media, I appear here and there in other people's channels, but I don't have anything going on at the moment.
No, that was sad.
We'll have you back in tournament fights soon.
Richie, where can people find you online?
Tournament fights, tier ranker. Yeah, I'll be on tournament fights tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that'll be and then hanging out with a dog that's annoying me. No, it's just all right. What else? I went in the Seen and Heard tournament. Yeah, where I'm probably going to look. I want to be confident, but I'm probably going to lose to Jeremy Adams or Jeff Snyder. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, in the tournament.
Well, and then other things coming up here and there. Other Lonely Marks. So we're reviewing Survivor Series 2002, which has got the first Elimination Chamber on it, in preparation for Elimination Chamber. We're also going to do our dream cards from our draft for TNA 2002 to 2005. And and then we talk about Elimination Chamber predictions, which Elimination Chamber comes up next week in Perth. I get to watch it before you guys because Australian time is in Perth.
Yeah.
But,
You're in the
so
future.
so there's that, and check out my OnlyFans. Groups on Fleek.
Yeah, nice.
Check that out, and that's it.
Jordan, where can people find you online?
There's some big money in OnlyFans, I've heard. I need to start one of those, but I won't go too deep into it because we got a lot going on. But this week we'll be doing our 200th episode celebration. It's going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we're finally getting to 200 episodes of tournament fights specifically, and so it'll be the first 128 unique winners to ever win a tournament. So it'll be really hard because there will be some really good stuff on there. I was going to tell. Oh yeah, that was Richie that I dropped off. You're still here, Steven. I was going to tell you that the next episode we have you on is that sci-fi fantasy character one. It's on March.
March I usually 12th, only mention it if it's in the next week.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And then we just started the Seen and Heard movie trivia tournament, so it's going to be a big tournament going all throughout the year, and I believe everyone here is part of it. And so if you want to, except for Steven, but he signed up a little late, so he's on backup. Maybe if someone drops out, we do have a free for all in June. You can be part of that. We did a selection show where me and Austin, we went and we spun the wheel. We determined what all the matchups are going to be. So if you want to see who you're going to face, go back and watch that show. We did it yesterday, and you can find out what your matches are. Or if you wait about 2 days, I'll start making groups and just tell everyone their matchups, and then we'll try to schedule some matches, and we'll try and get this thing rolling. So I'm looking forward to it. And then we do have, if anyone's interested, we're doing one exhibition match per month. So the next one for March, it's going to be movies with drinking scenes or bar scenes, and we're going to specifically show the scenes where they're drinking alcohol. So if you want to sign up for that, it'll be kind of March related kind of thing. So and that one could be like pretty random because there's drinking in like tons of movies. So yeah, but and then that's about all we have going on for this week. Just follow us. Our main social media where we post stuff is if you go to the Schmodown Friends and Family group on Facebook. That's probably where we post the most. You can find a lot of information about that, including like some of our schedules are up there if you want to sign up for episodes. And I'll be post another schedule at the end of the month. I do it at the end of every month, and I'll update you with some more stuff that's going on, and you can sign up. So yeah.
Nick, where can people find you online?
You can find me in any kind of movie trivia sphere. I'm pretty much a part of everyone's group here. But I will say that I should do the show more often because it actually forces me to watch more movies. Nameplate, I really appreciate that. This was fun, man. I did enjoy, have a really good time. Hopefully I can get in on that bar exhibition. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I don't know if you want to be on it.
But there was one that popped into my head, which might not show up for you, but we can talk about that later.
Sure, yeah.
And Yeah, you can find me on Tape Productions. I host the Rankin every Sunday night. We have Gone with the Wind tomorrow when we talk about the various winners that have happened so far. BAFTAs is happening tonight, so we'll probably be talking about those
Oh, nice.
as well as some of the other things. And you can also find me on Movie Hero because I'm also in the tournament. I believe I'm taking on Nick along with Diaz
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Alan and
Oh,
Alan
they're the
Shepard
same group.
and Alan Shepard if he turns up.
Yeah, right. We
But,
didn't turn up, Steven. You can have a spot if you want. So yeah.
but yeah, and pretty much you can find me around. Find me over Formula Host Trivia. I promise the tournament will finish eventually. But
Well, I'll be
we've
saying
only
that.
we've only
The
got
promise will
2
finish
matches. We've
eventually.
only got 2 matches to record, so it is pretty much almost
Nice.
there. But with that is the end of ranking for this week, and going to go it on this note.
I love you all.